Okay everyone, and welcome to Medium Mondays, and we're going to try and take those Monday blues away with some medium tank action. And today's a little different because, well, unique in a sense, because we have a very rare tank being played by Maxis LED, and that is that one of the Chimera, which is the second round reward in the block series, or campaign, if you will. Now, up until downloading this replay, I thought this was a heavy tank. Boy, was I mistaken. It is a fast medium tank with a 440 alpha damage gun. So it is particularly one of a kind in that regard. The only thing that comes close is the 122 series, which is the T44 122, the T34-3, and I think that's about it. So he puts 514 damage. This thing packs a punch, and it's pretty nimble too. I mean, you can see him getting around. It's not slow, but it's definitely not fast. He's got to work out what to do here quick, because Ansk is one of those, especially on encounter, it's one of those demons where the game can quickly slip away from you if you're not either defending well or attacking well enough. You're not picking the right moments to get involved in the game. So he finds himself in a tier 6 game, so he's got quite a lot of lobies to pick on and a couple of 7s. Comes around the corner, there's the armor on display, it's got quite a bit. The reload, on the other hand, lets him down versus this T44. He can't go around and just duke it out with him. He needs to pace the battle on and keep it on his terms. Puts a second one into him, and he's almost killed him with 2 shots. Just 2 shots. Just 2 shots. The alpha on this gun is just, it makes me want one even more. And the fact that it's a medium tank, wow, that just... And oh! Off with your head with the T34M. T3485M. I mean, that was... So he's noticed the IS at the end of the street, so he can't go that way. He's going to try and cut off this T44 around this way. Let's see if he succeeds. There he is. Gets him, gets the first shot. And as you can see, the T44 did fire, but it bounced off his frontal armor again. So what kind of situation we have ourselves in here? Well, he's taken most of the enemies out on this flank, but his defensive perimeter is now under intense pressure, and they won't be there for much longer. So he's decided to return and try and keep as many of them alive as possible. There goes the Arty, and the KV2 dies. It's just the Emil. If he can keep the Emil alive... Oh, here's AMX, pops up. Doesn't matter, he's gone. If he can keep the Emil alive, well, he stand much better chance of winning this game. Because of the long reload of this gun, it's advisable to stay alive, to keep as many friends around as possible. Kills the Type 59, puts it right into the side. Not quite sure what the penetration of this gun is like. 218 and 252 with its APCR. That's actually very, very kind. And, oh, wow. It's really accurate too, this gun. Nothing like the other 122 mils performances. And it must have something to do with the turret and the way he's moving it. He's quite afraid of this 5100. Oh, spots the KV2 in the distance, hits the engine, and quick dab of that key puts the fire out. The KV2 does, but he's not going to get the reload in time. One of the downfalls of having such a large caliber gun. But he knows what he's doing. He's waiting for that 5100 to show himself. Basically, the 5100 is the biggest threat right now because you can almost clip him, making it... There it is. Easy. Go straight to the front plate. Don't need 200 and 18 pen for that. Loads his APCR. I'm not quite sure why. And he kills the 5100. As simple as that. I mean, this gun, the KV2 definitely goes through him. Only does 427 damage. Kills the IS. Easy done. Now he's just going to turn around and deal with this KV2. But he's worried about the Oni. As you can see, he's not rushing aggressively. So... Oh, that was a lucky shot. He missed that, judging by where his reticle was. So he's lucky the shell actually RNG'd to where he didn't want. Now, who's on the cap? Is it the Oni or is it the National? Place your bets. I reckon it's the Oni. That might be why he loaded the APCR. He expected the Oni. 218's nothing to laugh at, but yeah, you'd rather be safe than sorry when it comes to the Japanese heavy tank line. They're very difficult to go through without loading gold. So he side scrapes. Oh, he's got the small gun. This is going to make this so much easier. And you're just seeing the armor on display here on this Chimera. It is quite good for a medium tank. Almost reminds me of a 430U. Oh, that... straight through the top plate. There's the National. Alright, so what does he do? Does he kill? No, he's going to go after the National. Comes around the corner. Bounces off the front, the National does. And unfortunately he has an APCR shell loaded, but he kills the National anyway. Could have easily switched, but no time for that. I had to keep that APCR loaded. I'm just going to find this. The Oni still hasn't moved. Should have probably went aggressive on him. Fires, misses, doesn't matter, kills him. And that was just too easy. I mean, Maxis has made this look simple. He's done exactly what this gun requires. To be patient, to never engage, to never commit to a fight. Which is exactly what he's done. He's always dictated the pace of the combat that he's involved in because he has such a reload. Such a long reload, that is. So he switches back to the AP. Not going to take the risk with HE because AP is always going to go through. And that was just simple. It really was. So here we find the end plates, and obviously he's got the ace tanker, and along with it he's got a pools medal and high caliber, and obviously the top gun. You had 12 bombs as well, which was interesting, but you can see here that he outright carried his team, and so he should have. He played this tank, he had just enough room to wiggle to get this tank doing exactly what it needed to do, and that was to dictate the pace of combat using the long reload of this tank. And he was very lucky with his armor. The armor on this thing is quite good, but it's not that great, and nobody really abused him. Never really troubled him. This was a walk in the park, really. I mean, he did 7,893 damage, 2,212 experience gained. And out of the 20 shots he fired, he landed 19 and penned 19. Well, you could not ask for a better run. The closest player on the enemy team was the AMX 5100, and you can see that as you go down the list, almost every player did better than his. In fact, the only one that didn't is this line here, and this line here is equal. So this was all on Maxis's back. Yeah, he fired quite a bit of APCR, so he lost some credits there. He bounced. He only blocked. For some strange reason, yeah, he didn't get a steel wall. Hits received. Oh, that's because one went through. One was splash. That's unfortunate. So he would have gotten a steel wall if one more shell had hit him, and he bounced it. Yeah, 3,318 experience earned, 6,968 earned for the first win of the day. So that was Maxis LED in his Chimera. And what a game. He showed us exactly how you should play this tank. So that's been Medium Monday, and I'll see you next week.